What's up guys, and welcome back to WBC Builds, and today I have for you a 1.16 20w15a snapshot update. Oh, what a mouthful of a title. Now you're probably thinking, Nether update, right, why are we not in the Nether? Okay, to answer that simple question, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Everyone out there is going to be doing videos on sort of the Nether update in the Nether. I thought, you know what, why not let's come to a nice open grassy plain and build a second empire Victorian house. Yeah, I know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But with sort of the understanding of why I built this, we'll go through that later on. But first things first, let's get into discussing what this update's all about. So this update introduces the Blackstone blocks. Now we're going to get into exactly which ones they are, but if you can see on the left of the screen right now, those are the family of Blackstone rocks. Now the moment I heard these blocks were coming into the game today, when I was told by a friend of mine that this was all coming in, I suddenly went, oh right, you know what, I can actually finally build really nice dark slate roofs. And that thought led on to me grabbing my notepad, sketching down a design for this house you see in front of me. Luckily I actually found a real life reference picture for it as well. That's on screen right now. You can see I've actually matched it quite well, if I do say so myself. Now the reason I instantly went to this is because of the roof. So this is a roof known as a mansard roof, and these are really common on the Second Empire Victorian, American Victorian houses. And throughout the entirety of Minecraft, you know, me playing Minecraft, I've always wanted to build houses like this, but the roofs never really felt right, and I think a lot of people can agree with me here. This colour is perfect for it. Now I remember playing a mod pack back in the day, I think it must have been Feed the Beast, that had basalt and had basalt sort of blocks that you could make stuff from. This really does remind me of that. Now I'm not going to get too close just yet, we're going to expect it later on. I think right now it's time for us to get into discussing what blocks have been introduced in this update. Okay, so first things first, these blocks are generated within the basalt new region that exists, the basalt delta. I haven't been there myself yet in the Nether. I haven't actually even touched the Nether in at all any of these snapshots, but for me these new building blocks really do mark a new wave in Minecraft builds that can actually happen. So we have the basics of all of them. This is the Blackstone block. Now it looks, I don't really know what it looks like. It's got a strange coal texture to it, but there's definitely a sort of cobblestone in there as well. And this comes with all the variants you expect for it. So next to it we have the slab here, again really good, we can put some details into builds with that. And then we've also got stairs. We really have been gifted here by the Minecraft gods. They've given us all the blocks we could possibly need for that variant. And then not just that, they've also given us a wall. So if you're already familiar with how these snapshots have been, the walls can now connect vertically as well as horizontally. So that makes building walls using walls now possible without having a little gap in between. And again, that's just filling my head with so many possibilities for builds. It's actually unreal. I can't wait for this update to come out properly. So with the way that stone works in Minecraft anyway, you can now polish up all your bits and bobs. So what we have here is a polished Blackstone. And yes, I like it. I like this texture. And straight away, ADcraft, when I was chatting to him earlier on, if you haven't seen him, check out his channel. I don't know why I'm just doing this plug, but go for it. He mentioned straight away to me, he was like, I bet you're going to build a chessboard type floor. And I went, yep, I already have that thought in my head. Why not? So later on, I'm going to take you inside the house and we can see what I've done to the floor there. But this is perfect for that. It's got that sort of nice off black colour, but it's got a nice shine to it in the top corner. And again, with the Blackstone blocks previously, we now have the whole family of slabs, stairs and walls. But I haven't placed the walls here, a little bit further down. But also we have been gifted with Blackstone bricks. So this is just like stone bricks, but this new Blackstone colour. So this is what drew me straight to wanting to use these as a roof design block, because they look like slate or tiles. Now again, we have been given all of them, so we've got slabs, stairs and walls, and we've also, here's the polished wall, and then we've also got the chiseled ones. So there's a chiseled polished block, and it's got a strange little face on it. Now I think it's a pig, I'm not too sure, leave a comment below if you know what that is, but I think it's like a pig's snout or something, because I know there's loads of hoggling stuff going on in this update. And as you can see here right on the right, we have this beautiful looking block. Now this is the gilded Blackstone. And to me, this is what I'm going to be looking for whenever I go mining now. It's beautiful. I'm not entirely sure of its particulars on how it works. I believe you get gold nuggets from it. But look at it. I don't even know what to do with it. It just looks beautiful. I'm going to start putting it on anvils around my towns and cities just as this beautiful block to look at. So we haven't got just these to look at. We've got a few more behind me. So let me just turn around and go over here. We have this beautiful anvil that's got nothing on. I actually can't remember what I put on that one, but it's gone. So this is also what drew me to wanting to use these new blocks in a building. This is quartz bricks. I know, it's finally a thing. I believe I was using a texture pack before I started going back to default texture. So when building my cities and towns, I used to use Flows HD, and they gave a texture on chiseled quartz as this. And so I was always using it for buildings. But when I changed back over to using default texture pack, obviously all the chiseled quartz looks like it does with its patterns. Now I can finally replace all of that with this. This is a beautiful looking block. It's got a subtle brick texture to it, and it's definitely going to make making townhouse bases and rusticated bases better. So I'm really happy with this now. We can now build white buildings quite happily. And yeah, moving on to something completely different, we have the Soulfire Campfire. So this is now the blue variant of the normal campfire, and I like blue flames. I know last time they introduced the torches, and this follows upon that basis as well. You've got this nice blue flame, and yeah, it really looks nice. You can put this in a kitchen, I think, in a Minecraft build, and make it look like it's a gas fire. It's really been turned up to the top of the heat there. And over here we now have the two new variants of Netherrack bricks that came into the game. We have the chiseled one, nice skull decal on there, I do like that. And then we also have the cracked chisel one. So what you can actually see is right in front of me now. I think I remember what was meant to go on the other anvil, and that's right, we also have the Blackstone button. If I can press it, no I can't, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. And not just that, we also have the Blackstone pressure plate. So we've got all sorts of Blackstone redstone stuff. Wow, that's a tongue twister there. And I think that's pretty cool. And then finally, onto the last piece of Blackstone, we have the cracked Blackstone bricks. Now I think there may be a polished cracked one as well I haven't placed out, which might have been what was meant to go on there. We'll never know what was meant to go on that last anvil. Anyway, so that's all the blocks I believe that have come into the game in this new snapshot. Correct me if I'm wrong, I probably am, because I'm not that used to doing these sorts of updates. But anyway, I think it's time for us to take a little wander around the house. I'll show you some of the new details I've added with these new blocks. Like I said, sorry if I missed anything. I believe there's a few new items like the banners for the piglings and some new music that's been added to the game as well. But like I said, we aren't actually exploring that too much. This is more a video about how you can use it in your builds. Right, now it's time to get on to the actual building itself. So walking up to it, it's got that beautiful grandeur feel about it. I love this style of architecture because it's got a gothicness to it, but it also feels fantasy, I would say. You've got the spire, you've got the tower, and you've got just all the points. Now straight away you can see the contrast between the white and the black works so well, and that's what I wanted to get. When you've been building recently, not even recently, just any time, I've always been using stone bricks as my slate, as my sort of way of doing roofs, and they just didn't work. There's something about stone brick and quartz that don't match up too well because they're quite light colours. Now we have something to set it off completely. So we'll get to the roof in a second. I just want to wander up to the house itself and just show you a few little details. So I've gone whole sort of full force with the new bricks for the quartz. That's what the base at the bottom of the building's made out of. I've also got them using them in this sort of side detail here as well, going up the edge of the building. So that starts after a couple of courses. We've also got, yeah, that's probably mainly it for that new block, but I think that works really well because you don't want plain quartz all the time, and you don't want these pillar quartzes all the time. So this way it sort of ties in together here is nice. You've got the nice clean edge there, but the colours blend well. So it's no longer just using any sort of brick or stone brick to be a brick. I said brick way too many times there. You've now got your quartz bricks to fill all your white building needs. We're going to get inside in a second. Now we're going to move on up to the middle floor, and what I've done here is I've used some of the walls as a nice little splitter, as a nice little million, I think is the correct term for that. It's a little bit of stone that goes up in the middle of a window. Now it's mainly found on Gothic buildings. This is sort of Gothic, so I think it gets away with it. To me, it looks quite nice and it sits well there in that 3 wide window. I haven't done anything differently on these windows around here, but we're going to get up onto the roof level for this side and also the main tower level here. So you can see how I've done the mansard roof here. It was quite a pig to do, I'm not going to lie. I'm not used to them. I haven't really been building in them because I haven't had the blocks to build them properly. You can see I've got this nice big feature detail above the window, and yeah, and I've gone again for this nice little middle section with the wall, and the blocks themselves work so well as tiles that I'm actually in love with them. Not even going to lie, I am in love with these new blocks, and the way they sit there and set off against the quartz is just perfect. It's what we really need in this game. And then we've got this window over here, which is just a bigger version of this one down here, and again it works so nicely because it's got that little bit of extra detail that can be set off against the quartz. Now onto the roof, we've got this nice sort of, again, a little mansard roof on the top here of the tower, and it just gives this nice impression of this Gothic feel. Now you may be wondering, why is he not showing us the back of the building or the sides? Yeah, I never actually finished it. I rushed to get this building done. I've managed to spend probably about 2 hours on it so far, and that's as much as I got done. And I've done a little bit on the inside, so I've put all these trees around to try and hide it a little bit. But I think it works quite nicely because it gives that extra little bit of detail. We don't need the back. If you actually want to see me build this properly in 1.14 with a time lapse, I'm happy to do that. I've got this world set up as well, so I can build it in the same place. Maybe even make a tutorial on it. It's something I'm happy to do because I do enjoy this style of house. So let's get on to the final part of the roof, and I've just made a nice little channel in the middle, like a way to drain the water out, and I've gone for this overkill of Blackstone bricks again now because, like I said, I'm in love with them. And then around the edges we've got the iron used here as always. If you look at any pictures of these buildings, like this one right here, you can see it's got this nice little iron railing across the top, and I've gone for these walls in the corner just to add that little bit of extra detail. Okay, right, now it's time to jump inside and see what I've done in here. So let me go into this mode so we don't break anything. Let me get my pointy stick out and we can go and explore inside. Now straight away we can always see these soul flame torches hanging around the place. We've got a couple along this side and some more around there. I thought, you know what, it's better than putting some lanterns up because this is the never update video. We need to show them off somehow. Now your eyes should be gazing towards the floor to this nice chessboard checkered pattern, and I love it. So you've got the difference in detail now between the black bricks and the quartz. So there's a slight bevel on there. Sorry, I'm really not good at English at this time of night. Now there's a nice bevel on there, and that sets off against the quartz really well, that if you look at your kitchen next time you go in there, if you have a floor like this, you'll notice the black tiles do catch the light like this a lot more than the white, and so that really does show exactly as you expect here. Now the actual detailing, the sort of specklediness on top of this polished Blackstone works so well against pure crisp white. Sorry, I'm just really excited about this now. These are going to give me so many different ideas for building interiors. So we've got one final little room to look into. I think it's this door here. Yep, it is. And I've built myself a nice little nether fireplace. So most people have granite fireplaces or nice stone fireplaces. Now I've gone for a nice Blackstone fireplace hauled up from the depths of hell, with some souls burning away here to keep me nice and warm while I sit here on my sofa and just sort of look out the window. So I'm going to take us back outside now and we can wrap up, and yeah, I'll see you back out the front. Right, okay, so this is my first snapshot update video. I've enjoyed it because I like the way I've done this, not going to lie. That it's slightly different. This is how I'm going to do these if they introduce any new blocks in the next few. I want to take it as a way of building something different, but showing you how you can actually use these new blocks within a build that really work quite nicely. I'm in love with this building, as I've said multiple times throughout this small short video, and you can probably tell why. Now if you guys want to give it a go with this new snapshot, I really wish you could send me like pictures on Twitter or something of what you've done. That'd be amazing. I'd love to see what you guys get involved with these new blocks. So that's right, we've got the Blackstones that are now my new favourite family of blocks, and a few other little bits here that have been quite good to use. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time with another one of these videos. Bye for now.